I thought I'd do me an episode on one of my favorite subjects in the world, and that is music. I haven't done a music video in a while, so let me do this here. And for this subject, I want to take my favorite top R&B songs that were remakes. So I'm going to start off and throw a few honorable mentions out there. I'm going to give you a lesson in it as well. So here we go. I'm going to start off with the song I Can't Make You Love Me. Anybody that's out there listening, go look at me and say, I thought you said R&B. That's Bonnie Raitt. Yep, that's Bonnie Raitt, all right. And that's a great song. That song was originally made, I believe, by Bonnie Raitt like in 91, but it was remade and redone by the R&B singer Tank. If you have a love for the song, the original Bonnie Raitt, take a listen to Tank's version and tell me what you think about that. Also on my honorable mention list, I want to talk about the song that was originally by Bobby Caldwell that was called What You Won't Do for Love, which came out like in 78 or 79. That was the song that fooled a lot of black people because they did not know that Bobby Caldwell was a white singer until he appeared on the Arsenio Hall show. This is not your normal remake. It took bits and pieces from the original, and it comes from one of my favorite singers that's out today, and I love me some Snow Allegra. And Snow Allegra did a version called Do for Love, which takes parts of What You Want to Do for Love. So I want to pick that as my honorable mention. Also, I want to speak about Stevie Wonder, who had a great song in 1976 that was called Knocks Me Off My Feet, remade years later by Donnell Jones. Wonderful job by Donnell Jones. And you have to give credit to someone when they redo a Stevie Wonder song and it does sound equal to or near to the original Stevie. So that's one of those. I'm going to name here and maybe a few more times somebody that you might not know. They may be considered a one-hit wonder to you. The song I'm about to pick out is called All Cried Out. All Cried Out was originally done by Full Force with Lisa, and that came out in the 80s, I think 85, maybe 86, but it was redone by an all-female group called Allure, who had featured with the all-male group 112, and they did a great job on that remake. I might get a little backfighting back at me for this because honorable mention, I'm going to put another Stevie Wonder song here. That song is called Lately, and the original song came out like in 80. That was on Stevie Wonder's album called Hotter Than July, and it was remade. It says Jodeci, but we all know that it was basically Casey and JoJo who was getting down in that song. But on my list, I can only give them honorable mention, even though they did a wonderful job. So, on my number 10, I'm going to start off with the original song by the Bee Gees called How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? And their original version was done in the 70s, like 71 or so. And it was redone later by Al Green. If you look at the opposites of Al Green and Bee Gees, but it was such a fit. Al Green, he had music, it was honey, it was awesome, fit his voice greatly. So that was my number 10. My number 9, here is where history gets funny. And I'm going to tell you why I say it like that. The song I'm about to name is called The Greatest Love of All. Now, you would think that I'm going to tell you that somebody copied a remake off of Whitney Houston's song. And not going to happen. The original song, which I was singing when it came out, was by George Benson. And George Benson came out with it in 77, 78. Great version. The only version I knew. But once I heard Whitney Houston remake it, at first I was like, what are you doing? Whitney hadn't made it yet. But when it took off like it did, I said, she's going to be something because she handled that song. She's one of the people, when somebody's done a remake, they stole it. That's what she did. She stole George Benson's version, even though George Benson's song, I do believe, was nominated for a Grammy, but Whitney took it, nominated for a Grammy, and I don't know if she won or not, but she went further with the song than he did. My number 8, I always tell y'all I'm from Chicago. I always tell y'all that I go back with my music. There is a song. If you haven't heard it, please look it up. It's called Wildflower. And Wildflower was originally done by a group that was called New Birth. And New Birth did this in the early 70s. But there was a singer that did background for Luther Vandross, Lisa Fisher, amazing singer. Her album did so good, but in her story, and she does have a documentary out that she's involved in, she just wanted to continue to sing background, but she did her version of Wildflower, and I thought the original was awesome. Lisa Fisher did her damn thing. Okay, and next on my list, I'm gonna pick a song that came out in the 80s, a group called Confunction, and the song was called Love's Train. On a warm night, I still play that song. But here in recent memory, it was redone by Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. And when Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak came together, their set of music all the way through was amazing. But when they remade Love's Train, they handled that. They did so good on that. All right, so now I'm going to go to a little controversy here with this pick of mine. I'm going to go with Roberta Flack's Killing Me Softly, which came out in 73. It was remade by the Fugees, which we know, mostly handled by Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill did her thing. And if anybody follow me about talking about music, I keep telling y'all, Lauryn Hill is not a rapper, she's a singer. And this is my point right here. Now, the great part is Roberta Flack took the song to number 1. So when you have a number 1 song and you're remaking it and you either equal to or get better with it, you know you did your thing. But the quality of what the Fugees did with Roberta Flack's version with the and everybody, when that song comes on, always got to hit that. And I'm going to do it like this. 3, 2, 1. One time, everybody got to hit that. Everybody has to hit that one time. So that's why I put the Fugees equal to Roberta Flack's, even though Roberta Flack's was way up there. So in my top 5, I'm going to jump into a song that when I heard the song, not gonna lie, I cried like a baby. And let me tell you why. The song is gonna be called It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday. Original song made by G.C. Cameron. So some of y'all may be too young to understand. There was a movie and it was called Cooley High. It was a huge deal, not only where I was in Chicago, but all over. Black movie, black cast, but the hard part, somebody dying, and then the song played at the funeral, at the burial, and as you see characters crying, and the song is steady playing in the background, you hear that background singers talking about to yesterday, and you, for my years of hearing the song, I had to close my eyes and try to stop myself from crying, even though I love the song. From those years later, here comes Boyz II Men do their version of it, and they did a wonderful job. Of course, you know that song went number 1, so not going to rate the 2 because they got 2 places in memory for me. My number 4 song, I am going to pick a song that's originally made by the Beatles. The Beatles did a song called I Want to Hold Your Hand. And they made this song in the 60s, 62, 63, or whatever. I knew the version. It was okay, but there was a group that came out in the 70s that was called Lakeside. They was out of Ohio. And they did their version of I Want to Hold Your Hand, but it was the music. It was the one singer bouncing to the second singer when he goes, oh yeah, sing it to me, Otis. And Otis come in and sing. And such a great song. Not to do any injustice to the Beatles. First of all, they wrote it. So that tells you that that song was great anyway. But if you have not heard it, play the Beatles version, then play Lakeside's version, and you tell me who did it better. All right? And to my top three, here's where it gets kind of good. Because there was a Broadway play back then. Before we knew such a thing as Dreamgirls being a movie, there was a thing called Dreamgirls, which was a Broadway play, an all-black play. And the lead in it, Miss Jennifer Holliday, carried that song for so many years after the play came out, because if anyone out there, if you've ever watched Showtime at the Apollo, it is a TV show for entertainment based out of Harlem, New York, the Apollo Theater. You always had someone who thought they had the chops to go up here and do Jennifer Holliday's song, and mostly times they got booed as soon as they said, and I am, boo, you got to get off the stage. But fast forward, Dreamgirls gets remade, mess around, and you're looking at it like, I bet you ain't nobody out there that can handle Jennifer Holliday's part. But who pops up on the damn scene? Miss Jennifer Hudson. And did she handle that damn song? Hell yeah, she did. That was wonderful and a great tribute. Funny that both of them's names is Jennifer. So now I'm going to get to my number two. And here's the part that's going to be funny for you. The name of the song is called A House Is Not a Home. Now, just like before, you're going to say, oh, who remade that from Luther and how dare you? Nope, not going to happen. The original song was made by Dionne Warwick in the 60s. And if you have heard Luther Vandross' part, his doo-doo-doo-doos, his I am not meant, all of those things, it's kind of crazy to say it, but he smashed Dionne Warwick's part. And that I'm trying to say in all respect, because Dionne Warwick is an amazing singer. But if you hear the original, compared to what Luther did to it, there is no comparison. So now, I know dang well every single person out there knows what I'm going to pick for number one. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. You tell me, yell it to the screen. And the name of the song is I Will Always Love You, originally done by Dolly Parton, did her damn thing. Fast forward your future later years, here come that girl again, here come that damn Whitney Houston, and she did such a great job on it. It was really amazing. I don't care what radio station you listen to. It could have been R&B, all black people. It could have been country, all white people. It could have been in a mix of rock. It could have been soft music. Every damn station played it for a long time. And it was played for a reason, because it was a great song. So, how do you like my list? I would like to hear your critique. Did I leave something out that you were thinking about? Did I do somebody some disservice by putting them near the bottom instead of the top? Give me a holler. But let me know where your music expertise lines up at. And I'm going to leave it at that and look forward to hearing from you. Have a good day. And I'm just going to say bye bye. Take care and have a great day.